Statue of Liberty. From heel to torch, standing 15 stories tall, for a total above-ground height of 24 stories, with a foundation extending 6 stories underground. The pedestal footprint in feet is about 60 by 60, weighing in at 26,000 tons, more than 10 times the copper and iron statue itself, at 230 tons. Chains, shackles at her feet, holding a keystone in one hand, raising a light in the other, and on her head, a shining crown. But what's up with the lip? 300 years ago, King Charles II of Spain, purportedly the last Habsburg ruler of the Spanish Empire. 3,000 years ago, Akhenaten, the Egyptian pharaoh, his worship of Aten, the sun disk, was argued to be the first instance of monotheism, one god.
We're going to show those fellas. That's maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Hopefully we'll show them
That
together,
maybe.
Donald.
You won't maybe. That maybe. So anyway, that's great. It's all basically a game. We're all here to play the game, and we're all hopefully going to play it well, but some people obviously can't play it well, because if everyone played it well, you'd have a pretty unusual situation. But the game is being played now by me and by plenty of other people, and the people that enjoy it are the people that are going to win it, in my opinion. I would say that I've certainly had my share of luck, yes. This is building its world headquarters. The Chrysler building is booming. The rents over there are tremendous. The area is thriving. We're doing the restoration of Grand Central Terminal, and it's turned out to be a wonderful idea. But at the time, everyone loved my idea because they thought it might lead to the total revival of the Grand Central Terminal area, and it has. You had Grand Central Terminal there. You have the Pan Am building there. You have the Chrysler building there. The whole area is monumental. The key to that area was the old Commodore Hotel, which was now gutted and redone, and it's a spectacular hotel. Well, there would always be that doubt, but if you know people well enough, I think maybe one of my greatest strengths is understanding people, specific people for specific jobs, and just understanding the human psyche of other people, maybe not even my own quite as well, but of other people. And I'd like to think that I can tell the difference between somebody that's looking for one thing and somebody that's looking for the other, Rona. But you really never can, no matter how well you understand people, until there's a time of test. And we shall see what we shall see. And I find this business to be show business, frankly, in terms of what we've done. I'd like to make it a little bit show busy, because I don't like show business that much. I do like the real estate business, but I like the concept of show business as it relates to the real estate.
One day if someone were to make a movie of your life, who would you see playing yourself?
Maybe myself. I have to tell you that I really could not answer that question.
Please don't.
I really could not answer.
Are you trying to say that?
Oh no, not at all, Rona. Believe me, that would be something that I would have no interest in. No interest whatsoever.
Say that.
But I really wouldn't be able to tell you who would play the so-called lead. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years, whatever it might be, and just end up with nothing at the end of that time after all the combat. And I really look at life to a certain extent as combat. No, I don't see a war. You see, the war this is not a Vietnam situation, fortunately. The war, in fact, with Iraq.
There is a war waging.
Yes. Oh, yes, there is a war, and it's a war where nobody has any tanks, has any guns. It's a war where everyone's standing around. That would have been the easiest victory we would have ever won, in my opinion.
When I look at television, I see men being shot up, legs being blown off.
You're talking about two non-existent armies. Iran has an army composed of American equipment without parts and without anything else, and Iraq has a very weak army, and they're just really fighting each other. It's almost hand-to-hand combat. If you see now, they're going to... It's a sad situation, Rona, but it's a situation which ultimately is going to get much worse. That little sparkle of war, that little sparkle is going to lead, in my opinion, to a much greater conflict, and I think that's very unfortunate. And I think a lot of it has to do with this country and the fact that this country is not more involved in terms of setting policy in that area.
Do you think perhaps that the...
Well, I wouldn't want to criticize the oil industry because I wouldn't know enough about it, but I can tell you that I think this country is responsible for that war by its own weaknesses. I don't think you'd have this war if they, again using the other word, if we were respected, properly respected as a country and as a people and as a nation. I don't think that we would have the war going on right now between Iran and Iraq. I don't think that Iran would have our hostages for 10 minutes. If they respected this country, I don't believe they would have our hostages for 10 minutes. There is one man that can turn this country around. I could tell you, I know a number of people that would be excellent presidents. I will not tell you who they are, but I know a number of people that could be excellent presidents of this country. But they are not running for political office. They're not in political office. They're extraordinarily brilliant. They're very, very competent. They're leaders. They have the respect of everybody, and they would be fabulous presidents, but they're not running for political office, and I think that's very sad. And I think you said it. Maybe television is the thing that most hurt the political process in this country.
If you lost your fortune today, what would you do tomorrow?
Maybe I'd run for president. I don't know.
You mean you think you have to be bankrupt with not a dime in your pocket in order to be a good president?
No, I'm only kidding. You know, when I say that, of course, I'm being somewhat facetious. But I have to tell you, a lot of people would vote for you if you were in that position because they'd feel sorry for you. And again, I think that's a very sad commentary. I think that's a very sad commentary.
Yet every man who's aspired to the White House in recent years has been a millionaire and better.
Well, that could be, but I don't consider millionaires and better. You know, Plains, Georgia, I'm not sure if that's necessarily a millionaire or better. I really look at probably choose love.
I tried. You would?
I think so, yes.
It's okay, honey. It's all over now.
So, besides a common understanding, do words have any inherent meaning?
Long time.
The shape,
On the way up
the
here, I had it all
sound,
figured out. I was just gonna lay all my
derived
cards on the
from a writing where a
She's a
glyph,
communist.
like a single letter, often represented a whole word and had no vowels, symbolized by the phoenix. The pharaohs knew, the Phoenicians. One right under the sun, one apparent. Upon reflection, becomes the king of words, what we both know, the way without understanding. So, me is really a reflection. America. Amen.